Jim with BikeFixTips.com, and I'm just going to show you how to replace a flat tire if you have tubes. If you don't have a tubeless tire, just make sure you have a spare tube in your backpack, or some patches if you don't have a tube. First thing you want to do if you're on the trail, get off the trail, because there could be other bikers coming along behind you, and you don't want to block the way for them. Just put the bike upside down in a flat area. Just easy spot to work at. And if you're in a race, you probably want to get this done as fast as possible, but that's probably why you need to convert to tubeless, because tube tires do take a lot longer. And if you still have a little bit of air, even though it's like a small puncture, just finish removing as much air as you can. Okay, and then what you do is you need to push this sidewall in to the center of where the valley of the rim is, and then just kind of pull back on the tire all the way back. And what happens is that it brings all this extra tire up, so you have a little bit to pull up over the rim wall, and then you just run your finger along the inside of the tire, and what that does is just brings it on the outside of the rim so you can access the tube. Pull the tube out. What you want to do before you replace the tube, if you have another tube in your backpack, you want to just replace the tire or the tube, but you want to make sure that the thorn that you ran over is out of the tire, because you don't want to go and pop another tube. Okay, after you find the thorn, remove it from the outside, and then feel on the inside, make sure that the thorn is gone. Once you found out, then I would check it again once more. Check the side walls and mainly the surface of the tire. Look for any visual thorns, and feel all around. Just make sure you don't have any more in there, because it would suck to have to replace the tube again. Or if you probably only have one spare tube, so then you'd be out of luck. If you have another tube, you don't have to worry about patching it. So then all you have to do is just put in another tube, remount the tire, and air up and get going. All right. Once you get it in there, then you just put the tire wall back inside the rim where it belongs. And notice that the wall of the tire is pretty tight up here, where the point where you might need a tool. At this point, you'd go to the bottom of that tire, put in the valley of the rim, and start pulling back on the tire, just like you did to remove it originally. And by that time, you should have enough slack to fold it up over the wall of the rim. There we go. Now let's air it up and see how it goes. Okay. In order to put this tire back onto the bike, here's a pretty easy way to do it. A lot of people, especially new people to mountain biking, well, they get kind of confused with the way the chain's supposed to be attached to the bike. First thing you do is you obviously get your cassette on the side where the chain is. You pull the chain up, the one that's resting on top, pull it up, put the chain on top of the cassette. Then you just press down. Pull the derailleur back. This is part of the shifting. This is just the way it's supposed to pivot anyway, so you're not hurting anything. Pull this back, push the rim down, and just take care to make sure that this disc goes into that slot where the brake pads are. You'll see that there's a gap right there where the rotor belongs. And as you line that up, make sure that the skewer goes down in place where the frame is. Once it's set down in there, it should spin freely. Then you know that your brake or your disc is actually in those between those pads properly. And at that point, you just tighten down the skewer, and just don't put it too tight. What you want to do is like a method of figuring out how tight you want it to get it. Just push down on this skewer, and it should leave an indentation on your hand. then you know it's tight enough, not too loose, not too tight. You don't want to push down on that so hard that to the point where it feels like you're almost going to hurt your hand, or you have to put all your weight down on it or pry it with some kind of tool. That's just too tight. But anyways, then once you have it on your bike and the skewer's tight, just give it a quick pedal. And I was in the right gear, but a lot of the times you'll put it in the wrong gear, and when you pedal that, it'll automatically go to the right gear. So when you flip the bike back over to go for a ride, it won't shift gears on you when you start to pedal. So that's how to replace the tube on a tire.